This system can generate you text, video, and image posts and then automatically post them to 9 different social media platforms, all done within Telegram. In today's video, we're going to be going through this system. I'm going to show you how to set it up for yourself so you can start posting to tons of platforms with just a couple clicks. Now, this system uses Telegram and a platform called Blotato. I've used it on this channel before. Basically what it is a system that allows you to connect all of your social media platforms into one API, and then we can call that API within NAN, and that allows you to post to these different platforms really easily, unlike traditional methods where you actually have to go in and build custom apps and all of that drawn out boring stuff. This does it for you really easily. Now you can download this template from the description below in my free Skool community, and yeah, we're going to jump straight into it. I'll show you how this works, the different types of posts that it creates, and then we'll move on to actually setting it up so you can start using this for yourself. Now you can see that we're using Telegram here instead of Airtable, which I would usually use for a system like this, but Telegram actually works really well with the system, and it's free, so anyone can use it, and it's really easy to get set up, which I'll show you how to do later in this video. But how this system works, you can basically speak to it, or you can type in your post request, but we're actually going to talk to it for this example. So let's start with a text post. Can you generate me a text post about the capabilities and benefits of N8N? So I'll say sure, give me 1 second. Now it's actually generating the post, and we'll see the output. Cool, so just like that, our text post has popped up. Cool, and then we can either approve or disapprove the post. If we click approve, it will then go ahead and post to our social media platforms that we have set up. Or if we click decline, it will just decline the post. So in this case, I'm just going to click decline, and it will open this. And you can see that we have the post declined message. Now let's try an image and video post. Can you generate me an image post about the capabilities and benefits of using N8N? So this one will take a little bit longer because we're actually having to generate an image, but it shouldn't take too long. Cool, so just like that, we've got an image and then our post here, and again we can approve or disapprove the post. I'm going to disapprove the post for now. Later on I'll show you, when we approve the post, I'll show you it actually posting on one of my social media platforms, just so you can get an idea. But for now we're just going to disapprove the post. It's going to pop up this again. I'm going to come back to here, click on Telegram, and then you can see post decline. Now let's try a video post. Can you create me a video post about the capabilities and benefits of N8N? So this one's going to take a bit longer again because we're actually generating a video, but I'll show you the result when it's done. Cool, so our video post has been generated. You can see our video here. Doesn't look too bad, but it's not perfect. We can edit this in the prompt later, but you get the idea. The video has been generated, and we have our post here ready to go. Again, we can decline or approve the post, and again, in this case, I'm going to decline the post. So just repeat this process, come back here, and then you can see the post has been declined. But yeah, if we were to approve the post, it would then go through the system and actually post to the platforms that we have set up via Blotato. But let's actually go back to the workflow, and I'll give you a bit of a rundown on what we have actually going on here. So like I mentioned, we're using Telegram for this because it's free and it's actually really easy to plug into NAN and build systems, voice-enabled systems with. So that's why I chose Telegram for this. But you can use Airtable if you want. But yeah, so we're starting with a Telegram trigger that's hooked up to our Telegram chat, which again, I'll show you how to do later. We're then sending that confirmation message, which was, I'll show you here. Sure, give me a second. And then when we've done that, we have a switch node here, which is basically just depending on if we sent a text message or a voice message, this will either go down here for text or here for voice. So in the voice section, we're basically just downloading the audio that I've sent, so the voice message in this case, and then using OpenAI to transcribe that voice message. We then have an AI agent which is doing a few things. You can see that we've got a OpenRouter LLM hooked up to it, and we're using Claude 3.5 Sonnet for this. You can change this if you want. And we've got a media creation tool, which we're calling another workflow, which I'll show you in a second. But the AI agent, basically in the prompt user message, it's just picking either the text message or the transcribed message here. That's what this variable is. So you can see Telegram message text. If text doesn't exist, then default to the OpenAI text, but you don't really need to know that much about that in this case. Now let's look at the prompt here. So we've got a couple things going on. We're giving it its role. You're a social media content creation assistant that helps users create and publish posts across various social media platforms. Primary function, generate engaging social media content based on user requests. Now, moving down to the tool section, we have that media creation tool. So when the user says, create me a video post or create me an image post, that is when we're going to be calling this media creation tool. Then we're saying when not to use the media creation tool, and basically saying any other request that doesn't explicitly include the phrases above. Default to text only posts for all other requests. So only call the media creation tool when the users explicitly contain create a video post or create an image post, otherwise generate a text post. Now, then we're just giving it some rules and some content creation guidelines with hashtag requirements and all of that stuff. But you can come in here and have a look at it, change it as you wish. But just if you are changing it, I wouldn't recommend touching the tool usage rules and the output format. We've then got an output parser, and it's basically saying when we are generating a text post and a URL isn't included, it's just going to default to a no URL essentially, which you can see in this router here. So if the URL description contains .mp4, that's a video, and it will go down the video path. If it contains .png, it's an image, it will go down the image path. And then as you can see here, if the URL contains no URL required for this post, it will go down the text path, and that's being set within this output parser here. Now, moving on from that, we have the 3 separate paths. Pretty straightforward. All we're doing is just downloading the media in the video and image path, and then sending a video, and then sending the image down either or of those paths. Then in the text path, we're just sending the post as it is. Now, this next step is really cool. It's basically a form built into Telegram, so the approve or disapprove section, which is really nice because it allows us to have way more control and actually approve or disapprove our posts. So in this node, you can see that we have operation is send and wait for response. So it's going to send the message, in this case being the form, message, approve or disapprove, and it will wait for us to click one of these options. Now, after this, if we have approved the post, you can see it will go down the true path and it will message us back saying post approved. But if we decline the post, it will come down the false path and we will get that declined post or post declined message that we saw earlier. Now, moving on, what I've done here is I've just basically just added every single Blotato platform node in here. So you can just go in and just pick and choose what sort of platforms you want to be posting to. For me personally, I wouldn't be posting to all of these platforms because I don't have a Threads account or a Pinterest account. But that's completely up to you. You can turn off or leave on as many of these as you want. But just for the purpose of this video, I've actually just put them all in there for you, just to make it a bit easier. So that's workflow 1. There are 2 workflows to this system, the other one being the media creation tool. So I'm going to show you that now, and then we're going to go ahead and start getting this set up. Okay, so this is the second workflow. And what we're doing here is we are generating either an image post or a video post using Key AI, and then we're going to be calling Nano Banana Pro for the image post generation, and then VO 3.1 for the video creation side of things. But feel free to change that if you want. That's just how I've got it set up currently. So the first node is when executed by another workflow, and we're just passing in the query being the user message from the first workflow. Now in this switch node, how this works is we're basically finding out or routing the query depending on what it contains. So you can see here the JSON variable being the query contains image post. It will route down the image post side, and likewise for the image post. So if the video post. So if the query includes video post, in this case contains video post, then it will go down the video post section. Now let's move on to this image prompt generator. Now we've got a pretty simple user prompt, which is basically just saying users query and create us a caption, and a image post prompt. Now the system prompts, again, nothing too crazy here. All we're saying is you're a social media content creation assistant specialized in generating image-based posts. Your job is to create both the post and the text content with also a image generation prompt that visually represents the post. Now you can come in here and read this, but basically it's just saying output a caption and an image prompt here, and then just a few rules, a few examples of perfect outputs, example valid output, JSON validation checklist. This is so we don't get any prompts that will break our key AI request in the next couple nodes. And then just an important reminders section. Now that's pretty much identical for the video prompt generator AI agent, just for a video post. Now we've both got set nodes here. That's just setting the text and image prompt, and then again the text and video prompt. We're then creating our image using Key AI and Nano Banana. So you can see here we're using Nano Banana, and we're just basically just passing in our image prompt and telling it to generate an image for us, and the output format PNG. We've just got a wait loop here. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to just wait until our image has been generated and it's been completed, and then it's just going to wait for a second and then set our final post. So text, image URL, and then it's pretty much the same workflow here for the for the video generation. So the only difference being the API call to Key AI, which we're actually going to be using VO3 fast instead of Nano Banana Pro in the image generation section. Now, as you can see, a pretty simple workflow, but really, really powerful. You can use this anywhere really. So if you're in your car driving, you have a post idea, you can just pull out Telegram, hold on it, and just say that your post idea, and it'll generate you a post. Or anywhere really. Unlike, for example, if we were using Airtable or Google Sheets in a platform or workflow like this, you'd have to actually be on your phone, scroll down, type the idea in and that stuff. That's why I found Telegram to be really, really powerful in this workflow, and that's why I've ended up going with Telegram. Also because of the form, the approve and disapprove section, I thought was a really nice addition to this. But that's a pretty brief overview of the workflow. Now let's go on to the setup. I'll show you how to get this set up for yourself so you can start using this. Okay, so back at the first workflow, I'm going to show you how to get this set up. We're going to start with a Telegram connection. You can download the templates from my Skool community below for free if you want to follow along with this. So let's go straight into it. So if you haven't got a Telegram account, get a Telegram account, and we will get this set up right now. Okay, so once you're inside Telegram, you want to come to a page called BotFather, and this is where we can create bots for our web apps or whatever sort of platform you want. In our case, we're going to be connecting and speaking to this bot and using NAN on the back end. So all you want to do when you are at this BotFather page, make sure that is the correct one. There are many fake accounts on Telegram, so this one has 3.7 million monthly users. Make sure that you're on the right one before you continue. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll to the top of here and click on New Bot. Then it's just basically going to give you a few instructions on how to get this set up. It's really easy to do, just follow along. So we're going to choose a name. I'm just going to call it testing 1 2 3 4 5. Now let's choose the username of our bot. So we're just going to call it something random, and then we're going to put _bot. Cool. So just like that, our bot is set up. Now here, this URL here will take you to your new bot, but before we click on that, we want to copy and paste our API key here, come back to our workflow, click on this Telegram trigger, create a new credential, and just paste in our API key. I'm just gonna call this testing 1 2 3 4 5 and hit save. Credential successfully created. There we have it. That's literally all you need to do to set up Telegram with N8N. Now we can go ahead. And click on all of these Telegram nodes and make sure that our new credential is linked up to each and every one of them. So go through here, click on all of these Telegram nodes and make sure that your credential has been selected. So you can see here, I'll just go here, scroll down to this connection, and I'll just go through them all just like that. Once we've got all of our Telegram nodes connected to our credential, our Telegram credential and our new bot, there's not that much else that we need to do really. It's a really easy setup, this system. The only things that we need to do is make sure that we've got our OpenRouter account set up. So if you haven't got an OpenRouter account, head over there, get your API key, and then click on this LLM module, click on create a new credential, and just paste in your OpenRouter API key. Then we want to set up Blotato, but before we actually do that, I'm going to head over to the media creation tool section, and we're going to get Key AI set up so we can actually start generating images and videos. Okay, so we're at the second workflow. Once you're here, you want to actually just head over to Key AI and set up an account there. Now, once you're there, click on API keys, create a new API key, give it a name, hit create, copy your API key, come back to workflow 2, come to these HTTP request modules here, click on this header auth section, click on create a new credential. In name, you're just going to write authorization. In value, hit expression, type in bearer, just like that, space, and then paste in your API key there. Hit save. Credential successfully created. And there you have Key AI set up and Nano Banana and VO free, pretty much ready to use. All you want to do here is just click on these other HTTP request modules and just make sure that credential is selected. Now, make sure you click on these LLM modules as well and select your OpenRouter credential. Then that's pretty much workflow 2 ready to go. Now, because we're actually executing this workflow from another workflow, we can't activate it because it doesn't require activation as it is triggered by another workflow. So don't worry about that bit. Let's jump back to the first workflow and continue with the setup there. Cool, so we are at the first workflow again. I just want to quickly point out what you want to do is click on this media creation tool here and make sure that workflow 2, auto poster 2, is selected in this workflow here. That's basically just connecting up our second workflow, our media creation workflow, to this media creation tool here. Now, that's 90% of the workflow set up, so really easy to do. We're going to move on to the last bit, which is Blotato. I'll leave a link for Blotato in the description below where you can get signed up, but it's really easy to set up here. So once you're in your Blotato account, what you actually want to do is hit settings, and in accounts you can literally see all of the accounts that you can connect. So Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Pinterest, Blue Sky, and YouTube. All you need to do is just click on these buttons and log in to your accounts, and it's as simple as that. Your accounts are now connected to Blotato, and you can actually use them in NAN. Now, click on API key, copy your API key, come back to the first workflow, and click on one of these Blotato nodes and actually just create a new credential and paste in your API key there. It's as easy as that. And then you can go ahead and come down to these and actually connect up your accounts, or choose which ones that you want. So you can delete which ones you don't want or keep which ones you want. It's completely up to you and completely up to what you want to post on what. Now, I will mention one thing. If you don't see the Blotato nodes, that is because they're not an N8N native node, and you actually have to turn on community node access within your instance settings. Really easy to do. Just go over to your instance settings and click on it, allow community nodes. Once you've done that, you can install Blotato and the community nodes in your N8N. But to do that, if you just type in Blotato here, you can install the community nodes there. And then it's as simple as that. Everything's pretty much connected up, and you're actually ready to start testing the system out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example of this system posting actually to my Instagram. So I'm just going to turn off all the ones bar the Instagram one and get that hooked up to my Instagram account, and I'll show you an actual example of that posting there. Okay, so let's test out the workflow and see if we can get it to post on my Instagram account for us. So let's create an image post. Can you create me an image post about N8N and the benefits? So again, give me a second. So let's wait for the image post to be completed. One thing I wanted to mention as well is when you are setting up the workflow, make sure you go and test every step one by one. So when you get your Telegram connection set up, click on the link that Botfather provided you that takes you to your chat, and then just type in a message. Make sure that you've activated the workflow, and then just test it out. Type a few things into it and just see if you get this "sure, give me a second" response. If you do, then you're good to go ahead and continue with the setup. So let's see the post. Cool, looks fine to me just for this test. We'll hit approve. Cool, let's go back to my Instagram, give it a second, and then see if we actually get our post on here. Perfect, so our post has just popped up. As you can see, there it is, with the image and the caption. So yeah, that's it essentially. Really easy to set up this system, but extremely powerful. You can create posts on the go wherever you are. And yeah, Blotato is a really powerful tool. Like I mentioned earlier, you can post to those 9 social media platforms pretty much instantly and really, really easily, avoiding all of the technical stuff that other platforms require you to do. But yeah, you can see how powerful this tool is, and you can produce tons and tons of content across platforms whenever you want, essentially. You don't have to speak to Telegram all the time like I was doing. You can type in a text message into the chat if you want. But yeah, play around with this. see what you come up with. Again, you can download all of the free templates and all of my free templates from my free Skool community in the description below. We host weekly calls in there, weekly Q&As, so we'd love to see you in there. And yeah, we teach a lot of things, how to make money with AI. We teach how to build these AI systems. But yeah, head down there, check it out, hit subscribe. Got tons more videos coming soon. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great day.